Hey everybody, how are you today? We are excited, ready for another Lessons for our NMD call. And today we have the beautiful Alex Mathews all the way from New Zealand. So I'll wait till she shows up here as being online. I know she's been waiting earnestly. Sorry that I'm a few minutes past the time that we said because I was just on a call with all of the NMDs as well. And here she is, adding in Alex, adding. Said adding now. Well, it should happen. Hey Sandy, hey Sylvia. It's great seeing everybody's names coming on board here. It's awesome. Okay, still adding. Let's see. Hopefully it's coming in your side. Hey Fiona. Alrighty. Okay, again, what I will really encourage you all to do. Here we go. We've got connecting. Yay!
Hello.
There's the lovely Alex. How are you, darling?
I am well.
Oh, I tell you, some of those NMDs can talk. I was trying to wrap up that call, but anyhow.
How are you, Celine?
Good. Yeah, I'm good. I am enjoying the beautiful Tassie. I'm down here in Tassie, so I'm enjoying that today, I have to say, but exciting also to hear your wisdom.
Oh, okay. You're looking rugged up. Are you a bit chilly?
No, it's been absolutely beautiful, but today is actually a little bit cooler. But yeah, so it's all good though. It's really good. And what about over there? Is the sun shining?
It's not too bad. It's not as hot as it's been, but yeah, it's not freezing, so that's a good thing.
Are you outside hiding from the kids?
I am. It's the twin that it's the twin wake up time. So yeah, so Ben's on duty inside, and hopefully he'll be able to distract them with some food in the high chair while we do this. And hopefully we won't get bamboozled by too much noise.
Oh, it's all good. I remember those days well. I do. That's why I knew. I just thought, yep, I know what it's like. Well, look, before we get started into the call, can you share with everybody how long you've been in Juice Plus and how long you've actually been a national marketing director?
Sure thing. So almost 2 years ago, so it'll be 2 years in April is when I started my journey, and I got to NMD last August. So there
you go. Yeah.
Okay. Just before Christmas last year.
Yeah, so last August as a national marketing director. And so for you, what I've loved about watching your story is you're just a no excuses mum. I mean, gosh, you've got these gang load of kids running around. Well, it seems like lots. And you just get in and you do what it is that you want to do. There's never been an excuse. Anytime that I've been over in New Zealand, you make the time to make things happen. You've stood up there and you've presented, even though you've been nervous along the way, and we've watched that journey of growth happening as well. You're consistently plugging in and just doing the do. And you've definitely been one of the pioneers of growing the New Zealand business. And of course, one of only 2 national marketing directors over there alongside Ruth. And that over that time, though, I'm sure there have been some major lessons for you. What are your, let's start off with your top one. What's the first one that you want to share today?
So my top one would be the wise walk with the wise. That's definitely my first one because, truthfully for me, if in the beginning, if I hadn't have chosen to surround myself with the right people, I think I could have quite easily been knocked off my perch and I wouldn't be here talking with you today. I made that decision very early on that I was going to be really mindful of who I listened to. And, if it wasn't someone who was really inspiring me, to be better and to have the success that I was, aiming for. And if it wasn't someone who I wanted to aspire to being like, I was like, do I really want to listen to that opinion or to the way they are behaving in regards to network marketing, or we had a few speed bumps in the early days. And so for me, that's definitely my number one, because I've seen it too many times, that people get knocked very early on by a negative person or something, that's happened, and that's it, they're gone. So, I mean, there's no journey if you don't choose to surround yourself with the right people, because that is really what is going to help you. You can't do this on your own. I haven't seen anyone go away and be a hermit, you know, in a cave on their own and have success. You can't do it by yourself. So that's my number one, because I chose from the very, very beginning, I was very mindful of who was going to give me wisdom and who was going to speak into my life. And I looked to the people that were having the success, and I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to listen to those people and, you know, be encouraged by the people that encourage me. Like my sister, she's in traditional business and very different to what we do. However, she's been my biggest cheerleader. Like, she's always encouraging. But you know, she's bought me gifts when I've done well. She's always cheering me on. She's never said anything negative. You know, those are the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with. They don't have to be doing Juice Plus, but they need to be loving on you and actually encouraging you and what you decide to chase after. And, you know, a few of my friends have dropped off the radar, you know, to be honest, from the beginning, and they've been replaced with beautiful people along the way. So that's my number one.
I love it. I really do. I love it because, again, so often we allow other people's opinions of what we're doing or whatever like that to become our opinions. And if they're not raising us up, there was a great little video I shared the other day from Will Smith, even along that very, very thing. Like, I mean, really it is. It's about, are the people that you're hanging out with, are they the people that are cheering you on, encouraging you, raising you up, or are they ones that want to douse your flames? And I think it is so important because each day in our Juice Plus business, we've got to get up and show up. And so if we're allowing those other voices to be kind of coming in, then, you know, we can very easily kind of go and have that pity party. And it's about really looking at what are we wanting to create. And I also think too, that I noticed with you as well, is you got very clear early on as well, why you were wanting to do this. So putting that, being clear around it, and putting that with making sure that you were just learning from the people that have either walked before or the cheerleaders, I think that's awesome. That's really cool. So what's the next one then?
Well, it pretty much links in with what you just said. Like, when you know where you're going and why you're here, then you're never going to give up, you know, like, so it is about making that decision that, you know, I'm here to stay. I'm going to do this thing. I'm not going to give up. And whatever speed bumps come along the way, and we all have them, you know, we've all got this, you know, stuff happens, you know, we have those speed bumps. We've got, you know, things we need to work out with the family to make it work. We've got finances we need to juggle to make stuff work. We've got kids we need babysitted to make things work. We've got, you know, we've all got stuff that we need to juggle. And if we always make excuses and just give up and think, oh, well, that's too hard to do this or too hard to do that, well, we're never going to progress, and we're never going to grow, you know, the business that we really, you know, that we really want. So yeah, never give up. It's a pretty easy one, but well, not an easy one as in it's not any, you know, like it seems, yeah, I don't know. But for me, I just think a lot of people they do give up. They give up when it just becomes a little bit rough and they hit a speed bump, but you've just got to make that decision. I'm not giving up. I'm here to stay. And, you know, and also the other thing is, to look to the people, you know, who have success, like sporting figures and things like that. They learn from their failures. Like they totally, you know, they catapult from here to here when they have a real face down moment and they realize, you know, what am I going to do from here? And it's usually they look to who's winning. What are they doing? What are they doing right? What can I do better? And just.
I think it's about, like, you know, kind of setting realistic timeframes goes with this as well. I think, again, it's looking at this as that 4-year apprenticeship. I know we say the 4-year career, but I really like to call it that 4-year apprenticeship, traineeship, whatever. If you were going to be, you know, if you were going to be a builder, if you're going to be a doctor, if you're going to be an accountant, you'd be going through your trade or through your university degree for at least 4 years, more than likely. And yet we get in, you know, oftentimes I see people, they're in the business and they're out of business in less than 6 months, thinking that, you know, oh, that didn't work. You wouldn't do it. I mean, you wouldn't be allowed to operate on a patient for 4 years, you know.
Exactly.
And yet we have this feeling that it should be all done and dusted in that short period of time. I think have those realistic expectations. Be a student, be an absolute student. Put down whatever you think you know and pick up and learn from, like you said, the whys. Those ones that are walking the journey ahead of us, that are creating what it is that we aspire to be. and then knowing why you were here. Because when you are really clear on that, then you know, even on those bad days, no one is going to stop you from being able to create that future that you want. And somebody, I'm trying to remember who it was, that said the other day on one of the NMD calls that, you know, Christine, I think it was, actually it was Christine Drummond. She would say, because, you know, she had that defining moment where, you know, she was at this summer school and there were other parents that weren't there, and she just knew in her heart of hearts that she always, and she made that promise to her there and then that she'd always be there. So when she got the knockbacks, when she had the face down moments, she just got up again because she had a bigger picture to be working towards. So they're really, really important there. I love that. The wise, walk with the wise, and then know why you were here. And then what are we backing it up with on that third one?
So if I want things to be better, I need to become better. So just that whole, I love the blame, shame, justify analogy. You know, it's always how can I be better? You know, like taking that blame game away, and you know, really looking at yourself, and you know, how can I become a better person, and how can I become a better leader, and what can I do? I mean, the thing is that even with just with the industry, with so many areas of what we do, like we can actually go to work and, you know, figure out stuff. You know, we don't have to have stuff spoon-fed to us. You know, we can actually use our initiative and go listen to podcasts. We can read books. We can get information on how to get better. If you want to influence people, you know, go read some books, go listen to some audiobooks. You know, like there's always ways we can improve, and that's what I love about this business too. That we're never there. Like we're never like, oh yeah, so I've made it now. You know, we're consistently always looking at becoming a better person, and with that, it's just that flow-on effect of everything else becomes better. You know, when we're try, you know, in all areas, you know, in your health, in your marriage, with your kids, with everything, things have that flow-on effect. When we're always looking at improving ourselves. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm going to there's a few comments here. She is awesome, Kira, isn't she? And there's Shan, a magic call. I love it. I love it. Some great things there. And yeah, somebody else was saying there, people do give up too quickly. I want to just kind of come back to that as well, because, you know, I think it's an absolutely super important point. I mean, like so many people say, if you want to do better and all that, you've got to grow. You've got to grow yourself. It comes back to, you know, I looked at, there was a little quote I used to have on the front of my diary for probably about 10 years. If it is to be, it is up to me. And it was about coming back to that and really being really clear on making sure that I was taking responsibility for my growth. I just really, you know, I think it's just so important. So often we can rely, or like you say, go into that blame, shame, and justify. The upline doesn't do it for me or whatever like that. But if we look at those whys that are walking before, the reason that they're there is because it didn't make any difference what their uplines did or didn't do. They got up and they did it anyhow. And I think that's the most important thing. And that's the thing that I admire about you, Alex. There's often times when you could have had excuses to why, you know, not to show up for an event or not to show up for whatever reason. There was plenty of reasons why you couldn't have, but you chose to make sure that you would create the future that you want for your family. And so that kept you really, I suppose, committed to doing it. For each of you guys that are on the call, I would ask you, it was funny on the NMD call that I just got off there, we're just having that conversation around, you know, when people get started and coming back to those questions, you know, and I would ask you to think about it. You know, what got you interested in doing this in the first place? You know, what got you interested in joining and starting a Juice Plus business? You had to put that application in and pay that money. There must have been a reason at that point in time. So rethink about that. You know, what could this be for you? Asking yourself that next powerful question. What could this be for you? And look at that. Look at something that is long-term, that's not about, you know, a quick fix. It's actually something long-term that you can then take Alex's advice and look at, okay, who are the teachers that have walked before me that are doing this, that are doing it right now or have done it? And they're the people that I choose to listen to and to learn from. And then when you've got that clarity, like I said, those questions will help you know why you're here, which was Alex's second point. And then the third one is, who do I need to become? to actually be able to create that, who do I need to become? Who do I need to learn from? What books or podcasts or whatever, like you said so eloquently there, do I need to listen to or to plug into? That's awesome. 3 fantastic points. And that. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up? This is brilliant.
Oh gosh, we could be here all day if you get me started on other stuff. I'm trying to save some things for the conference, Celine.
I was just about to say, let's not tell them all. In New Zealand, you got to show up, okay? You got to show up in Auckland in a couple of weeks' time to be able to listen to this amazing lady, because she's actually going to be sharing from stage some of her hints and tips around it, all this wisdom. This is just a taster and that. And for those of you who aren't in New Zealand, you might want to come to New Zealand for a weekend. Just come and hang out with us. It's
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you so much, Alex. Really, really appreciate it. And I think we got away with it without the twins coming out. Look at that.
I can hear some action. I can hear it inside. I think they're ferreting around, but yeah, no, Ben must have locked the doors.
Yeah, good idea. Excellent. Well, thank you again. Really appreciate you sharing your time with us on this Monday, and can't wait to catch up really soon.
You're so welcome. No worries at all. Yes, and look forward to seeing you very soon.
See you. God bless.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.